I hope everyone had a great Father's Day. I spent a little time with family this past week, and I hope you had time to enjoy your family and celebrate Father's Day. Before I get started with today's video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about myself for those people that don't know me. I also had a shout out to a fellow YouTube friend that I wanted to thank, and a thank you to all my new subscribers. So a little bit about myself. For those that don't know me, my name is Debbie and I am a Master Gardener. I got my Master Gardener's certificate back in 2021. I took the classes in 2020 and then got certified from University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. Although I just received my certificate last year, I've been gardening for years, and in my own garden I am heavy into perennials and some annuals sprinkled in. I hope to one day acquire some more land and have a cut flower garden and also plant some more vegetables for the community. Also, I am a travel agent. I have a home-based travel agency called All Points Travel. It's also another passion of mine, traveling around the world, seeing new places. My dad worked for the airlines and instilled a love for travel. My other passion is the conservation of monarch butterflies, so I have been raising them for the past, this is I believe my 7th year in raising them, and this is my 3rd year in tagging monarch butterflies. For those that didn't know, my first year in 2020, I had one of my butterflies found in Mexico, a female that was tagged. And I'll talk a little bit more about it in my next video about the monarch. I do my best to keep my garden pesticide free. Of course, other neighbors may be spraying some pesticides that might float over, but I do my best to have my garden pesticide free. I have many pollinators that visit my garden besides the birds, bees, butterflies. I also have hummingbirds, I have dragonflies, and lots of other insects that I know I can't see. Also, I've had some toads that have come through my garden. In fact, recently I was planting one of my flowers, and I will put that video above of the toad coming out of one of my pots this year. So you know that unboxing that I just did for Proven Winners? Well, I'm planting today since it's a sunny day, and I go to plant this and the dirt is all pushed away, and I saw this big hump, and who do I see? It's a toad in my pot, and he wriggled out when I touched him. Kind of scared me a little bit, I'll admit, but there he is. I'm gonna have to have him leave pronto. So that's enough about me. I also wanted to thank Ernie Hatmaker for giving me a Sunday shout out for my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, so make sure you check out her channel as well. Finally, to all my new subscribers. Wow, you guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Now on to my video for this week, raising black swallowtails. So in a previous video, I had how to attract the black swallowtails, and I'll link that video above. And I planted all of my fennel, dill in that vegepod. I had 13 overwintering black swallowtails, and in the future I'll show you how you can overwinter your black swallowtails. Generally it happens around July or August of this year that they will be overwintering till the next spring. All of mine emerged in mid-May, end of May, about the time the dandelions bloom. I had a female lay multiple eggs on June 1st, and I'm going to show you that quick video right now. Here we have our first black swallowtail female laying eggs. It is June 1st. I saw her flying around it, and I had the top still on, so I took it off. She'll probably go and lay another one. There she goes. When she leaves, I'll show you what it looks like. There she goes again. There she is again. Oh boy, she's laying a lot of them. see her abdomen touches the leaf and leaves an egg. And I see a couple already. Can you see her abdomen touch the leaf? So before there were eggs, of course, there was a male and a female that mated. And a couple of years ago, I did catch a male and female that just emerged that were mating. And here's that video. Depositing her pale yellow eggs that are very small. They will emerge in 4 to 8 days depending on weather conditions. When the caterpillars hatch, they are about 1/8 of an inch and have a cream saddle and a branched spine. With each instar, the caterpillar changes its appearance. Most are green with yellow spotted black stripes, but you may also find you have black ones with yellow stripes. And I do have a couple of those that I'll show you in a bit. The caterpillar stage is from 14 to 24 days, again, depending on weather. Right now they are emerging in about 14 days because it is quite warm out. But as the season gets colder, sometimes it takes close to 3 weeks. In the last instar, the caterpillar is about 2 inches long, and caterpillars feed on the carrot family. Again, those plants are dill, fennel, rue, carrots, parsley, just to name a few. When the caterpillar reaches its final instar, it attaches its rear end with a silk pad. It then spins a silk thread to form a silk girdle that keeps the caterpillar upright in the pre-chrysalis stage. The chrysalis can also be shades of green or brown. The chrysalis stage can be as short as 10 to approximately 14 days. If it's a last brood, which it may have 2 broods a year, it will overwinter and not emerge until next spring. In my experience, the last brood is generally about the last week of July, beginning of August. One of my caterpillars that went into its chrysalis in August of 2019 did not emerge all of 2020, and then in 2021 in May, it finally emerged a beautiful female. So they can stay in their chrysalis as long as 2 years. Before emerging, the chrysalis will become transparent. The caterpillar also has a forked osteoperium, and that is like a yellow, it looks like a little fork. And when I take out the caterpillars, I'm going to try to irritate one of them and see if he'll do it. But when they stick that out, that's a deterrent for predators, and it has a foul smell. It doesn't really bother me so much, but a lot of people say that it's really nasty smelling. When the caterpillar emerges as an adult, they feed on various different type of flowers, and I will show you a list of those flowers. Now I'll show you some photos and videos that I've taken of the eggs and caterpillars in different stages in my vegepod. Okay, this is after 2 weeks of having a dozen swallowtails in my vegepod. You can see they pretty well almost devoured it all. So I just put another succession of dill in here for the next batch. Once these guys go into chrysalis, they'll be in a chrysalis for about 2 weeks. And then they will mate and probably lay more eggs in here, and hopefully the dill will be up by then. And so most of these, we have different sizes. There is a chrysalis in here, right in there. And there are various different colors. Some are more green, some have more black. This guy is more green over here. And you can see this one is a little bit younger because it has more. Let's see if I can get this to focus. He has a little bit more black and yellow. And then this guy's got more green. So yeah, I will keep you updated. Once they go into chrysalis, I'll show you where they make their chrysalis in this vegepod. Okay, I have 14 in the vegepod, and you can see the different varied colors. So this one is a brownish, a green, another brown, a green, a couple more brown and greens, and a few more greens. And then I have 2 green ones in the house. So that's a total of 16 all together. And they should emerge in about 10 to 14 days. And I also reseeded the vegepod with more dill. And there's a little bit starting to come up over here. So hopefully in a couple weeks, this will be sprouted for the next batch. And as you could see from the first picture that I had a lot of dill and fennel, and the last picture it's practically all gone. They have voracious appetites. I have succession seeded more dill in the vegepod, and then after these go in their chrysalis, I'm going to be putting more in there for the second batch that will be coming through. Now I'll show you what I have to raising caterpillars. So first of all, you need your mesh enclosure, and you can find these on Amazon. This is just a mesh enclosure that you can have. This is the tubes that I use to put the dill and fennel if you bring them inside. Now I did bring a couple of mine in to show you guys. You don't necessarily have to bring them in. Like I said, I'm going to be putting these guys back into the vegepod until they emerge, except the couple that I have right here that I'll show you. That's in a chrysalis and a pre-chrysalis. So this one, if you can see, I'll try to, hopefully it'll focus. This one right here went into its chrysalis this morning. And this one right here is a pre-chrysalis. See how it's attached by the back end, and it has a girdle around it holding it upright. And in the next day, this one will change to this either green or brown. Looks like it has little horns on it, but that's what a chrysalis looks like of a black swallowtail and pre-chrysalis right before he goes in. So these are just some floral tubes that I put it that I have, and then I just slip these in. I'm not sure if they still have them. I'll look and I'll post that if they do still carry these. But a couple of years ago, this is what I found was helpful. I use these also for the monarchs. So that is what I have there. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the caterpillars that I have currently. This was my overwintering dill. This was completely filled yesterday, and you could see there's hardly anything left. So these guys are going back in the vegepod because there's no food left. But I just wanted to show you what these guys look like. This guy on the top is black and green, but it is a little darker if you can see him. So they are in very different variations, and I'll try to see if he'll get mad at me. He's not. No, he's not getting mad at me. I was hoping he'd put out his little horns, but he's too busy eating right now. And then I have another one in here that's quite large that probably is going to go in his chrysalis. I'll try to get him out. This is another one that I have right here. Let me see if this one will get angry at me. No. He's not, but he's a little bit more on the green side. If you can see that, hopefully it focuses. Try to keep it still. Maybe I'll back it up a little bit. So again, I have like 3 of them in here. And let me see if I can get this guy out, show you the difference. I find that toothpicks help, and I'm not afraid to handle them. So you can see this one has a little bit more black on him than this one right here. These guys will be going in their chrysalis, like the one that I showed you, probably today or tomorrow. So I'm going to put these guys back. Like I said, there's no more food in this, so I'm going to put them back in the vegepod where I have a little bit of food left. I hope you enjoyed seeing my black swallowtail and how I raise them. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and comment below if you would like to raise swallowtails, or if you have any questions about raising black swallowtails. Another important thing that I wanted to tell you is to make sure if you do raise them indoors, and I'll go into this further because I do bring the monarchs in. I don't have a separate enclosure for the monarchs outside yet, so I do bring those in, and you do need to clean the enclosure twice a day. In the morning I clean it. I have a little paintbrush and a little dustpan that I just sweep all the frass, which is caterpillar poop, and throw that away, because if you do keep that in, they are prone to disease. So again, you want to make sure you keep that clean, change the water and change the food. Like the ones that I had definitely need fresh food, so I will be putting them back in the vegepod. I will be having another video in late July, early August about overwintering your black swallowtails. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell for that video. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about monarchs and how to attract them. Right now, I just saw my first monarch this past weekend, so I'm going to be on the lookout for the eggs. But in the next video, I'm just going to be talking about what you can do to attract the monarchs, and if I do see an egg, I will show you that. And then from there, I will be having more videos on how to raise the monarchs, and also in late August, beginning of September, I will be tagging the butterflies. Now I'll share a helpful tip on how to deter squash bugs from your garden. Thanks for watching. Happy gardening. Bye-bye.